Hello and welcome to another lesson in our VBA programming for beginners. And in this lesson, we are going to look at ranges in Excel VBA. So let's quickly delve into today's lesson. But before we do that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please kindly do that. Subscribe and press the notification bell or you press the bell icon so that you can receive notifications anytime we upload new videos. Okay, so let's quickly delve right into that. But before we even do that as well, if you haven't watched any of our tutorials on school management system and also Python programming, database and access, we have Scratch programming, we have inventory management system, we have blog and WordPress and all that. If you haven't watched any of the tutorials, you can just explore into our channel and watch all those tutorials. Okay, so that is that. Now let's quickly delve into today's lesson. Hello and welcome to the third lesson in our VBA training. And in this lesson, we will look at ranges, how to work with ranges in Excel, where we can learn how to select ranges, how to refer to ranges, and a lot more. So let's just open our workbook and see how we can fix all that perfectly. Minute. Sorry. Sorry, I just had a water break. Good. So we close this and then let's minimize this. So Alt F11 to have our editor open at the left side. Perfect. So there are several ways we can refer to ranges. Some of these include, example, let's say we want to select a particular range, right? So with this, let's create a subroutine. Okay, let's we are going to use the same sheet, right? Okay, let's use the same sheet 1. So let's create a subroutine, so we can call it SU sub, then we call it ranges example, so for short. So like I said, let's say we want to select a particular range, like which range is that? Maybe this range. Let me just copy the name of the range, E23C, control C. So I'll say I'll use a square bracket to do that. Okay, so I'll just use a square bracket, then I'll just paste the range, then I close the square bracket. Now I'll say dot select. If I should run this, I should have that particular range selected. So you can see this is it, E23. Let's click somewhere else. Let's run it again. You can see that it's selected. Now let's say we want to assign a value. We just don't want to select it, but rather after selecting it, you want to assign a value to it. You want to give it a particular value. Okay, you want to write something to it, that particular cell. Like I said, before you write something or you do something to a particular thing, you have to activate that thing. So first of all, we select. Selecting means we have activated it. Then we go ahead and write something to it. Okay, so to do that, we will say the same thing. So just copy this same thing, Control C, Control V. So the same range. So we're going to say dot value. Use the value. So it means we want to assign a value to it. Then it's equal to. Then we call it KingTech. Then it's going to be a string, right? The name is going to be a string. So if we should run this, let's run using that. Okay, let's just run it first. So you can see. Let me just clear it once again. So first of all, let's select somewhere else and we'll run it again and see. So it will select it and then give it that particular value. Let's clear it again and confirm once again. Sorry. Perfect. Let's run it again. Perfect. It's that. So I think that is how we can select and then assign a value to that. Okay. Now let's say we want to read what is inside the same range. Okay, this same thing. Let's say we want to read what is there. Okay, so first of all, let me clear it first. Let's come back here. So to read whatever is there, we're going to use the message box. Okay, so we say message box. So from where are we going to take our message box? Naturally, our message box can be something. If you just call on the message box function, you can just write something and then it will read that for you. Let's say goodbye. Okay, so what's going to happen is this. If I should run this code, it will come here, select this particular range, enter KingTech inside it, and I'll have this message box goodbye. Okay, let's see how that is going to happen. So you can see that. Perfect. KingTech selected, the range is selected, text is given to it, and then goodbye, because that is what I've just written. But I don't want my message to be a goodbye, just a goodbye. For what? I don't want it like that. So let me just clear this first. I want my message to be read as what? KingTech Coding Clinic. Okay, let me just add coding clinic. In fact, perfect. Okay, let me just comment this out first and see something. Comment this. So let's run it. Let's also do that. So we have KingTech Coding Clinic within that range. Okay, now let's clear it again. Perfect. Now we want our message to be read KingTech Coding Clinic. So message box, after the message box, let's uncomment it first. After the message box, we want to call on that value inside the range, this value we have assigned. So we say just so use the square bracket again. The range is what? E23. So E23, then close the square bracket dot value. That is what we want to read. The value inside E23 should be our what? Message. Here we are not going to use any inverted commas because we've already written and assigned a value to that, which is here. So this is what is going to be read here. This. So we are going to read here. The message was going to be KingTech Coding Clinic. Okay, let's run it. Now when we run it, okay, let's run it using the F8. Okay, so let's select where I've just selected. Then you press the F8 key once. Okay, so E22. Okay, let me close it and start it. Let's click somewhere else. Let's be here. Now let's press F8. Let's press F8 again. So now our E23 is going to be selected the next time we press F8. So E23 is selected. The next thing is that when we press, KingTech Coding Clinic is going to be assigned to that. That is why it's highlighted yellow. So KingTech Coding Clinic is assigned. Now the next thing is we want to see the message. That is the message box we have. So let's press F8 again. Sorry, wait. I don't want it that way. Let me just comment all these things out. I want to run guess what is here. Okay, what is here? Perfect. Okay, let's run using the button and see. So you can see that our message is what is inside this ring is what our message is. I was trying to use the F8 key to run, but because I've not commented all these things out, it will be jumping and be reading some of them, which I don't want it that way. We could have used F8 key to run it, but I'll be seeing that as we move on. So if I should rerun it again, that is what we're going to see. So let me just clear it once again and then confirm it finally. So perfectly, that is that. So that is how. So within this, we've learned how to select a particular range. Now let me see. We have a lot different type of range, right? What I've just selected here is a range, and very soon we'll see how we can refer to what I've just selected. Okay, how we can refer to a whole range like this. So we'll see how we can do that. Now let's say we want to select column 5, row 5. Okay, column 5, row 5. So to do that, let's just comment all this out. Comment it out, comment it out, comment it out. Perfect. So to do that, you can just call on cells. So you see cells, then into brackets, column 5. So 5, comma row 5. Then you close the bracket, dot, then you call on the select. Okay, so it will select that range for us. So let's just run it. Click inside here and run it. So why is the column 5, row 5? Column 5, This is a column 5, row 5. Okay, that is where our button is. So let me just drag our button from there so you can see perfect. Okay, let's rerun it again. So that is it, column 5, row 5. Perfect. That is that. So that is how we can select. Now, another way by which we can refer to cells is by using the range keyword. Okay, the range keyword itself. So now let's see how we can do that. So let's comment this out as well. Like I said, this is how we're going to learn all the methods and properties bit by bit. Then after that, we put them together and create a very simple program. And then a very nice user interface form. And then you see how all these are going to be used there. It's going to be fun. So like I said, how to use the range keyword to select a particular range. Okay, so let's do that. We say range. Each of the range we want, maybe let's say I want this range F9. So Control C to copy, Control C to copy the name E7, right? So E7, and I'll just use inverted commas, then Control V to paste it, then inverted commas, then you close your bracket. Okay, so we say dot select. So if we should run it, we want to see E7 selected. Perfect. So you can see E7 is selected. Okay, so now let's say we want to write to it. Okay, we want to write something to it. So we say range E7 dot value. So should we select it before writing a value to it? No, we can equally write a value to it without even selecting it. So let's try that and see. So range E7 dot value is going to be maybe VBA. So okay, dot value. That is how you write something to what's the name? It's going to be, so it's going to be a string VBA. So that is that. Let's run it and see. So perfect. It's giving. Is it because it's selected already? No. Let's rerun it again and see. So that is that. First of all, it will just come and activate it and then assign a value to it. Okay. Now let's say we have okay. Let's say we have some content from here. Okay. Let me just write something here. Another thing here. Okay, let me move my button. So let's just press Control and select this. Then you just drag it somewhere else here. So we have enough space here. You can do everything. We don't need them. We have another thing here, 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 another thing here. Okay, so you can see that, and then let me add another thing to here. You can see that from this up to this, we have some contents there. Okay, we would want with just a click of a mouse to clear all this content. The normal thing is after selecting it like this, I would have to do what? Right click and go to clear content. Okay, but we need a macro to do that for us. That is what we are doing. So let's do that. So let's comment this out. So select this. Let's comment this out. Okay, let me just check the range. I'm going to be starting from here. So we have it from here rather. Let me just add up to this. So we have range from what? B2 through to G14. Okay, the range is what? B2 through to what? G14. Let's take note of that. So we come here, we call on the range keyword, then into bracket, then inverted commas. Like I said, B2. So I'll just choose what? B2, then you add a column through to what? This is the B2 here from here, and this is the end of it, and the end is what? The beginning of it is what? B2, as we can see, B2. So we select that up to the end where we have our content, and then the end of it is what? G13. So through to what? G13. Then I'll just add my data, and then I'll just close this, then say dots. First of all, I'll just say clear content. Okay, so I have that here, clear content, and I'll select that. So if I should run this macro, it's going to clear all this content for us. So let's run it and see. Perfect, it's gone. Now someone may say I would want to select it before what? Clearing the content, so that maybe some whatever. So let's see how we can do that. So let's just copy this. Control C to copy it. Control V to paste it here. So first of all, we need to select the range. dot select. Okay, and after that, so let's have content there again. That is G. Okay, we can extend up to here, up to here. Okay, up to here as well. So first of all, if I run this, first of all, it will select. If I should press it here, keep the button here and run this macro. So let's continue. It has selected it. I'm using the F8 key. Let me just start it. Let me put it here. Sorry, let me put it here. Then I press the first one. Then the name of the macro is selected. Move to the next one. And that one too is selected. So let me just off this. So first of all, let me be here. It's not selected as we see it now. I press the F8 key, the macro is selected. Come here. So let's see, the next line of action is that it's going to be selected. So it's selected. Now the final is going to be what? It's going to clear the content. So it's done clearing the content. So with this, we can assign a button to that. Okay, so that we can just click that button and then we have the content there cleared. Okay, so let's just add some content and then try assigning a button to that and see how it will work. You can see that I use this trick in one of my applications out there. Okay, you can that's the school management, the upgraded version. That is the payment section of that. So done that. Perfect. Okay, so let me just stop this. Let me just get a button. So go to insert shapes. Okay, we didn't use this one of the shapes and then go to insert here. The name of the macro is what? Ranges example. So we have it here. Ranges example. So you select it. So perfect. Just right click it and edit text. Okay, we can say clear content or clear. Name it clear. Perfect. So if I should run this macro, it will just select and clear all this. Okay, so perfect. That is that. That is how simple things can be when writing macros or VBA macros. So that is that. So you can see with this simple line of code, select that particular section. Maybe if you want to have a particular sheet, I'll be demonstrating practical examples will be coming. So you don't have to worry. Keep manipulating these codes, how to select this range, how to do this, how to do that. We put them together, then we go. So that is that. Now, let's try to use another method or maybe functionality we call offset. Offset means we're going to skip and maybe skipping some row and column and then moving and selecting a particular, or let's say a particular cell. Okay, let's do that. Let's use the offset method. Let's see how the offset works. Select this. Let's comment this out. Comment this out as well. So we're going to use, you say range into brackets. Which of the range? You want to use A1. Range A1, then close the bracket, dot offset. So just tab it over into brackets. That is when the range from range A1, we want to skip row 1 column 1. So to do that, so you can see they are asking us which row the number of rows to offset. I just want to offset row 1. It means I want to skip row 1, so I'll just choose 1 comma, then the number of columns to offset. Okay, now I'll just choose 1 as well. Maybe I want to offset. We'll see what's going to happen when we run the macro, so you don't have to worry about that. So we close the bracket and we say dot select. So let's see what's going to happen. You just tab it over here. Let's run it and see. So you can see that this is A1. Okay, it will skip what's the name, this, and skip that and come and select this. Okay, it means it has skipped this A1, the A1 itself, and then it has skipped what? The first row, skip the first column, and then it's now here. Something. So let's run it again and see. So you can see that it has skipped this particular row. Okay, it has skipped this row here from A1. It has skipped this, then skip that, and then it's here. So maybe that is how we can use the offset. You know, we normally use the offset when we want to create name ranges. Okay, we'll be seeing how those things to work. Okay, so let's say we want to offset the 2 rows and then 1 column. Okay, let's do that. So we see the difference. So let's run this macro again and see. So it will jump 2 rows, first row, second row, and come to the third row. Okay. But if you want to skip 2 columns, you see that it will jump this column, and come to the third column. So let's add 2 here. It will be 2 columns. So it will now come and select this for us. That is C3. Let's run it and see. So perfect. It means we are skipping 1 row, 2 row, 1 column, 2 columns. If you want to skip 5, 5, 5, 5, sorry, 5. If we should run it, then let's see how it's going to be selected. So we come inside here, click inside and run it. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has skipped 5. And then columns. Okay, let me run it again, please. Sorry. You can see perfect. It's here. It has skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's on the 6th one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on the 6th one as well. So perfect. That is how offset 2 works. So basically, we've learned how to select ranges. So from within the whole worksheet, you can select this. Maybe you want to select something. Let me just make it bigger here now. Maybe with this, how do we select this particular range? Can you guess? I'm holding on for you. So it means to select this particular range where I've just selected, we have it from what? 06 through to what? X24. So basically that is that. 06 through to what? X24. So that is that. So after calling on that particular range, so maybe you want to select it or you want to copy something to it, then we'll be seeing all that, right? You don't have to worry about it. We'll be copying content to the selected ranges in our next lessons, and we see how we can manipulate all that. So basically that is that. So I say thank you very much for watching. We'll end this particular short lessons to here. So in this, we've learned how to select ranges and then how to write to cells, or how to write to ranges, or how to read the content in the selected ranges, and how to clear content, and how to even assign a button to the basic macros you've just written. So basically that is what we have done in this lesson. So manipulate the codes, keep trying them, practice them often, and then you'll be able to make it without any stress. So thank you very much for watching, and then bye for now.